Hi, everybody, and welcome to episode 271 of Circle Up and Get Real, where we talk about things that matter with people who matter. And today, the person who matters is Mark Berntson, my guest. Welcome, Mark.
Hi there, Jody. How are you?
I'm doing well today. It's so fun to finally sit down with you and to have a conversation. You and I went to high school together, but we missed each other because I'm just a little bit older than you, so enough older that we missed each other in high school. But I guess
Yep,
I could say I've known you all your life.
yep. I remember Jody Bach. Absolutely.
We bo- I know we both went to Lisbon High School, which is not that far from where we live now in Fargo, and neither of us has ventured too far away from our hometown, Mark. Have we?
True, true.
Have
I don't want to
you?
be that far away.
You've lived in West Fargo your whole career, right?
No, I went to UND for college, and
Yep.
then my first teaching job was Beulah, North Dakota,
Oh, okay, so you were out west.
which my mom felt was like a zillion miles away. She didn't love that, but it was where the job was, and it was a good
Right.
job. So I took it. I did that for 5 years, and then I moved to West Fargo.
Got it. What did you teach? Just music in some way, music.
Yep, yep. I was the band teacher and taught a little bit of general music in Beulah. And then I came to West Fargo in 96 and was the high school band teacher here for 15 years. And then I started being a guitar guy.
So are you strictly guitar now?
I only teach guitar all day, every day.
Wow. So that's so cool that a school has specifically guitar. Because when I was growing up, probably maybe you too, was your dad your guitar teacher?
He tried. He tried. I wasn't a very good student. And yeah, often maybe you know that teacher, teachers teaching their kids doesn't always work. I've taught other
Well,
kids that just it just didn't work. There's too much anxiety or power struggle or whatever. So he tried about 3 times, and I didn't really follow through. So I eventually took lessons from a guy at a college and took it seriously, and it
nice.
worked out.
Nice. Well, we are both children of teachers. So my
Yes.
mom and your mom and dad both taught in the Lisbon school system.
Yep.
So
And your
we
mom had an easy time teaching me because she's a good teacher, and I paid attention to
You were probably a good student. My mom got to the point in her teaching career where she said, when the fifth graders are have smarter mouths than I do, I'm done. She had to retire when those fifth graders started getting too smart for their britches, I think.
her.
But your mom and dad both taught me, had a big influence on me, your dad in music and your mom in speech, and two things that I have taken with me my whole career, my whole life. So owe a lot of that to your parents.
Yeah, that's really cool. Do you still sing?
I sing on my own now. I had been a member of a chorus for many, 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 many years. And then after COVID, I just decided to stop driving to Minneapolis every week. And I
I
do
get
miss it. But
it. And yeah, uh, having training in speech helps you with everything. Oh my
hmm
God. I mean, as a
hmm
teacher, I'm making a speech all day, every day,
you
and
are
you're doing the same in your job. You know, you
right.
got to be able to think on your feet and present things clearly and understandably, and you do that.
Yeah, yeah, I do. And I have learned by doing much of it. You said earlier that you weren't the best student for your dad in guitar. How about your
Mhm.
mom in speech? How did you do with her?
Well, when it was actually in school and you get a grade and everything, I was a pretty good student then. And I shouldn't say I was a terrible student with my dad, but like at home, hey dad, will you show me how to do this? It's just a little bit different than being with your peers and a little bit of peer pressure there. So in that regard, when I was at school, yeah, I was a good student there.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think I can remember being a student of my mom's in fifth grade too. It was the same thing. I had to call her Mrs. Bach. I don't know if you called your parents mom and dad or not.
Much didn't call them anything. Um, I didn't know what to call them. And then one time in junior high, I was raising my hand and my dad just wasn't paying attention. And I just said, Dad. And he said, Mr. Dad.
Oh, funny. That's awesome. I can just hear him saying that. That's so
Yep.
great.
It was,
So,
it was,
Mark, you have made an influence and an impression on so many students. Let's start with the students. I mean, I'm I'm most aware of Tiger Lily.
Oh
The Slaybaugh sisters were
yeah.
your students. Was that where? In Beulah?
Yeah, actually, just one of them. So
Okay.
they grew up in Hazen, which is 10 miles away from Beulah.
Mhm.
And one of my best friends was their music teacher in Hazen. So I would hear about them through him. And then I was running for office. I was running for the presidency of my teachers union in the state. And I wanted to make a little video of me teaching someone. And my friend is good at making videos. So I said, well, if I come to your town, will you shoot a little commercial of me pretending to teach someone? And how about that Tiger Lily girl? And he said, oh,
Wow.
sure. So he asked her and she said, sure. So I pretended to teach her in a little campaign video. And when it got done, I said, so can I show you a few things? Because
Yeah.
I've been watching your videos and I think I can offer you a few things. So I did. And then about a month later, her mom asked me if I would start teaching her um, more formally. So when I would go visit my friends in Hazen, or if I was passing through, I would go to their house for an hour and a half and
Mhm.
teach Krista what I do. Yeah,
Wow.
and she was a different student too, different than any student I've ever had. Like, it wasn't a. I didn't give her assignments. She didn't want assignments. She wanted to know,
Mm.
okay, can you listen to this recording? What's that guy doing? How did he play
Wow.
that? Or she would say, we're working on this song right now. We got this new song. Can I play it for you? And I would say, sure. They'd say, oh, okay. Well, what if you did that part this way? And what if you use this finger instead of that finger? And it sounds like what you really mean is this. And I would play something. She said, yeah, that's what I mean. So
Mm.
it was with her, I was just trying to help her get out of her head
Yeah.
through the guitar what was already there. So, I mean, I gave her lots of ideas, but most of the ideas were already there. I just had to help
Mm.
her figure them out. So I just taught her, probably 10 times in their house during her high school years, and
Mm.
the rest is history. Yeah, now she's
Yeah. So if
really
you don't know who we're talking about, Tiger Lily, is it Tiger Lily Gold now? Is that what they're called?
gold. Yes. Yep.
And they've made it. I mean, they're pretty much big stars now, aren't they?
Yeah, they've been on the Grand Ole Opry 16 times, maybe. Um, yeah, they've got they've got a record deal, and it was sort of a mid-level record deal before, but now they've stepped up to they got a deal with Sony. I mean that's a big deal. Their producer is very reputable. They know famous people. They know Miranda Lambert. They've met Dolly
Hmm.
Parton. They're doing great. They know Lady
Man,
Wilson. They hung around with Lainey Wilson the other day, so they're doing very well. They're actually in North Dakota tonight.
at the fair, right?
Nope, actually,
Or are they
there's
doing a separate thing?
a country festival like in New
Oh,
Salem. Yeah,
oh, okay.
I'm not able to go tonight. And they were actually in Detroit Lakes a couple weeks ago, and
Uh,
both times I've been busy, so I've
uh,
had other stuff going on. But it's always fun to go and see them. I actually went to their Grand Ole Opry debut uh, 3, 4 years ago, and they they did one song just them without the band, and
uh,
Krista started playing, and I was like, I taught her to do that. Like she's doing three things right now that I taught her to do. That's
oh,
awesome. It made me pretty emotional.
that is so awesome. That is so cool. Well, and it just reminds me of the quote, a teacher affects eternity because he never knows where his influence stops.
Exactly. Yeah, that whole
And
butterfly effect.
yeah.
If you're in front of kids all day, you're gonna influence someone positively.
Mhm, mhm.
But yeah,
Right.
sometimes it's more obvious than others.
Yeah. Well, guitar. Okay, so let's talk about guitar. So anybody who wants to can just take guitar lessons through the school?
Yeah, it's a guitar class. So
Okay.
they sign up for the class, and unlike band, choir, and orchestra, Um, it's not like you need to start in grade 5 and you better continue every year
Mm,
or you're not going to be any
mhm.
good. Guitar
Right.
just isn't like that, in my opinion. So if a kid takes my class for one semester, they're good. Like
Wow.
they they can be as good as they want with the skills I give them in one semester.
Hmm.
So most of my students are new to me. Like this fall, pretty much every kid will be brand new to me, and then
Wow.
there is a second level class they could take if they want to, and I love teaching that too. But
Yeah.
um, they don't need to do it forever, and yeah, so I get a wide cross section of the student body. I get athletes, I get new Americans. I get a lot of new Americans, which is awesome.
Mm.
Uh, and the kids, I was really kind of thinking of when I asked if I could teach this class is the kids that hate school. Like I want to teach
Yeah.
the kids that don't like to come to school.
Hmm.
And maybe help them find a reason to come to school and give them one skill that they can feel good about. And
Right.
that's worked
Yeah.
out for a lot of kids. So that's been good.
And you have now I just looked online. You've donated 300 guitars through a program that you have people
Yep,
help you.
yep. And most of it isn't me. Like I've contributed too, but I just put out there on Facebook and in my school's email once or twice a year. Hey, you might want to give me money or guitar so I can give guitars to kids who want to keep playing but can't afford a
Hmm.
guitar.
Hmm.
Or think they
Hmm.
can't afford a guitar. Some of
Yeah.
them probably can, but they think they can't.
Uh,
And yeah, people give me guitars, people give me money, and I just find a home for them. So yeah, it's great. Um, yeah, what I tell my kids is one of the saddest things is when I run into one of my students at Target or something, and I ask them how they're doing, and I usually ask, "Do you still play?" And
mhm.
occasionally kids will say, "Well, no, I can't afford a guitar." I'm like, "Well, that's not
No.
okay." You know,
No.
really want to keep playing, you should have a guitar. Um,
Mm.
so, yep, we're up to about 310, 320 so far now, and people have been very generous. And a lot of people just have one sitting in their closet that they're
Mhm.
not playing. You know,
Yeah.
and maybe you've seen from other Facebook friends of yours, a lot of new teachers, especially, will put out their Amazon wish list this time
Hmm.
of year. You know, it's kind of like that. I was just talking to a young friend who's starting a teaching career soon, and she said, "Yeah, a bunch of people just want to help me. Like
Hmm.
there are people that care about education, care about kids, care about us, and
Hmm.
want to help us out. And when we give them a chance to, they step up.
Yeah.
And if they don't.
You
That's
know,
fine.
you're such a good example of that, Mark, because that's what you do. From what I know of you, I've known you your whole life, as we said. You are just, you have a huge heart and you exemplify that in everything you do. And so if you don't know, listeners, Mark has, what do you call it? Your June coffee dates? I'm just looking out.
I
So
just
tell me
call
about
it.
that.
I don't know what else to call it. So, a while back, about almost 10 years ago, I just thought to myself, boy, I wonder if some of my former students are going to be home for Christmas, and I would sure like to see them. So
Mm,
I just put that on Facebook. I just said, if any of my former students are going to be around for the holidays, I would love to buy you coffee. So, five or six of them responded, and and then one person responded that wasn't my student, and I was like, wait a minute, what, you want to have coffee? So, okay, so we did. And then I thought, well, maybe other people want to do this. So I just started making a little collage of each month of who I have coffee with. And then, yep,
I'll just
like
put that
that.
up so you can see.
Partially as an accountability thing, because, I don't need people thinking I'm trying to steal their girlfriend or boyfriend or husband or wife or anything. Like, I'm totally
Yeah,
above board.
right.
Anybody that wants to have coffee with me, let's do it. Um, and partially also to encourage people. So there have been people who have said, "Oh, well, yeah, I saw my friend so and so was on your collage. I guess I can do that." Because some
Mm,
people are anxious about stuff like that. I've had people say, "Well, yeah, I'd like to do it, but what if it doesn't go well?" Like,
mm.
what do you mean not go well? It's gonna be fine, but social anxiety is a real thing.
Right, right.
Um, I've had people that have reached out to me and said they wanted to do this, and then maybe the day before they're like, "Can I bring my
Mm.
mom or can
Oh,
I bring my boyfriend?" Like, yeah, I don't care. They're just
mhm,
kind of nervous or anxious or
mhm,
whatever. So hopefully, if they see someone they know and that person looks happy, um,
mhm,
it'll get them out of the house. It'll get them to
mhm,
interact with people, and I always post. I say, um, my June coffee dates. Who's got time for me in July? And then I
mhm.
define what coffee date is. A coffee date for me is a platonic, and I define platonic, non-romantic,
Right.
social together where two or three of us get together and talk and consume something, and I pay, and we talk about you, and
Yeah.
that's it. And people want to be heard, and I'll listen to them.
Mm. Hmm. So does it feel almost like sometimes it's a counseling session or a coaching session?
Sort of, it can, but I try not to act like a know-it-all because I'm
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
I have lots of experience, um, and I often will relate what people say to something someone else said without
Hmm. Hmm.
confidentiality, embarrassing anyone. But I'll
Sure.
say, that thing you just told me, that reminds me of this. Is that how you feel? Uh,
Hmm.
or does that experience ring true for you? And, often it can help people to deal with their lives or whatever. And, I do this so often that I just have a really wide perspective now.
Right.
I've heard everything. Like,
Hmm.
nobody can say something that's going to shock me. Um,
Hmm. Hmm.
and it's been a real learning experience. And yeah, a lot of people I get together with are you know, early 20s or something, and don't have the perspective of Jody Bach
Hmm.
or
Hmm.
Martin. And I could say, okay, well, yeah, I felt that way when I was your age too, and that's totally valid. And but here's what I learned 10 years after that, or here's what I
Yeah.
learned 20 years after that, and maybe you want to try that, or maybe you want to continue doing
Hmm.
what you're doing. I'm not the boss of you,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
but consider this.
You
Yeah.
are you don't have kids of your own, but you are like everybody's uncle.
That's a good way to think of it. Oh,
Because the parents, I mean, I am too. I don't have kids either. So I feel that way too sometimes for young people. They'll listen to the uncle or the aunt, even if
yeah.
the uncle and aunt is saying the same thing the parents are, right? But they don't want to listen to their parents.
Yep,
So you have an
absolutely.
opportunity to really steer people in a direction that they might not get anyplace else.
Yeah. And it's largely, as I mentioned, it's largely just clarifying, helping them
Yeah.
clarify
Hmm.
their values, or, occasionally someone will spout off something that doesn't make any sense. And I'll just
Yeah.
say, oh, okay, well, do you mean this?
Yeah.
Or what about that? And
Mhm.
sometimes it'll help them kind of come around to, okay,
Mhm.
well, maybe that did make sense.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, it's different than talking to a parent. Absolutely.
Yeah. And it's not just students. I mean, I'm seeing on your last collage one of our former teachers. Mr. Ralston is on there with you.
Oh, yep, yep. He
So
was a great
it's
thinker, and yeah, and he's still a thinker. You know him well, and I can still learn from him. I can learn
Mhm.
from everyone. We all can
Yeah,
learn from everyone.
yeah,
I read autobiography of Bill Nye the Science Guy earlier
yeah.
in 2025, and one of the chapters in the book was called "Everybody Knows Something You Don't Know."
Mm,
He's right. I mean, even one of the smartest guys in the world, Bill Nye, um, is still learning from others, and yeah, I mean,
right.
that learning is fun. We can
Yeah.
keep doing it, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it can be a
So when you think about your job is teaching guitar lessons over and over and over and over and over and over. Um, and that I'm guessing there's some sort of reward in that when kids pick it up and they really, see it or feel it. So that
absolutely.
your coffee dates and also your Red Hawks, because you do the same thing with Red Hawks,
I
right?
do. I do.
It feels like when you say in your description and we talk about you, there's
Hmm.
something that you get from that as well.
Oh yeah. Yep.
You said learning. You said I'm always going to learn something from somebody.
But also, it's fun to see people succeed. It's fun to see people
Hmm.
happy, so forth.
Hmm.
One of my favorite things in teaching guitar class is um, when I demonstrate some skill, and then two or three kids go like they
Hmm.
perk up, or
Hmm.
I play the beginning of a Nirvana song, and the
Yeah.
four Nirvana fans in the class go,
That's so great.
"You play that?" And, yes, I can, and so can you. It's not that
Yeah.
hard. So
Mm.
yeah, I also do private lessons in the summer. So I got a lesson
Okay.
later today, and sometimes I'm like, oh man, I don't want to go teach that lesson. I'd rather take
Hmm.
a nap or whatever. But
Hmm.
get 2 minutes into the lesson, and the kid is learning, or the adult is learning, and it's just so rewarding. And
Mm.
if they're not learning, then okay, let's just talk. Tell me about your life. Tell me what you did today.
Yeah.
Tell me what you're doing this weekend. Tell me what music
Mm.
you like to listen to.
Mm.
Connecting is fun. Learning is fun. And I don't know, did you see Mr. Holland's Opus back in the day?
Yes. Oh
Wait,
my gosh. Yes.
okay, so the gym teacher, I can't remember
Hmm.
the name of
Hmm.
the
Yep.
actor, but he said sometimes I want to slap my kids in the back of the head because they're misbehaving or whatever. But
Right.
mostly, I just want to see them do good.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's it. We just want to see our
Mm.
kids not mess up their lives. You know,
Right.
I
Well, and what's kind of neat for you is that this is an elective, right? So nobody has to take this class. So
correct.
everybody, I'm making an assumption, but everybody who chooses to take this class is there because they want to learn a skill that they can have, like you said, for the rest of their lives if they want to.
True.
So that's
That's
a little different than teaching. I'm thinking back to an advanced algebra class from Mr. Atwood, where I got kicked out of class because I was so frustrated because I didn't want to be there and I didn't like math. And I made a little scene by crumpling up a piece of paper because I got a problem wrong. And it wasn't the same as being maybe frustrated with, their ability not to not play what you're playing or something. It's a little different because they want to be there, it seems.
it is different, and that's helpful. And I don't discount that at all. Yeah, my job is a lot easier than almost every job in the world. It's great. My job is easier. My life is easier. Yeah,
Wow.
I'm
Wow.
a lucky guy.
And
Yeah,
that attitude about life that you just exude is genuine. I mean, it's you. It's who you've always been. It's who I've always known you to be. And so the thing that I think about with you when I see you at a basketball game or I see you somewhere, you always take pictures with somebody, you know. And then every year on their birthday, you put that picture of you and that person on their wall, Facebook wall,
yep, yep,
because there are these connections you make. And it's so simple. It's just so simple to do those things, but so few people take that simple effort, it seems.
yeah. But it's partially I'm a big noticer. So when I
Mm-hmm.
became a Facebook user originally, I just noticed, well, what do people do and what do people like? And
Mm-hmm.
people like it when people gave people shout outs like that. And for whatever reason, people like seeing my face, not because I'm
Mm-hmm.
attractive, but I don't know. I think they like seeing a happy person.
Yeah.
So it just seemed to click. So I thought, well, I could do that. Um, that being said, it takes me like 20 minutes a day. Like
Mm-hmm.
every night around 11:30, I'm looking at whose birthdays are the next day.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a while. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
it's a commitment, but
Right.
it's not that hard for me to do
Yeah.
because, as we discussed before, I don't have kids. I don't have as many commitments as the rest of the world, and I can do that stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
I kind of feel like it's my job. I kind of feel like
Mm-hmm.
what I do is what God wants me to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I totally resonate with that, and I see it. I see it. You are you are a shining light, and I think what you and I in this conversation can help people remember is that 20 minutes a day is 20 minutes. It's not 3 hours. And
Hmm.
so and you said commitment, the word commitment is something that you decide to do. You said it's my job. In a way, your calling, I kind of think. And if people connect with something that resonates with them positively to put something positive into the world, the 20 minutes is nothing in the 24 hours of a day, right?
Yep. And it's kind of like I've I've found so many themes, and you probably have too, because you talk to so many people.
Hmm.
Um, so many themes in the world. One of them is not everyone, but a lot of people have this feeling that if they can just get to a point where they don't have to do anything, that would be so
Hmm.
great. If I could
Hmm.
just do nothing, that would be awesome. And I think they're very much deceived.
Hmm.
Doing nothing
Yes.
is not that awesome. It's kind of in bite-sized chunks, maybe.
Right.
But also the idea that investing in this or that is too much work. Investing in
Mm.
exercise, oh man, I don't have time to exercise, or
Mm.
um, I don't have time to go to church, or I don't have time to whatever it is.
Hmm.
And one of the things I sometimes will tell them is, well, I, every day I do stuff I don't want to do, but then after I do that thing, I'm like, whoa,
Mm.
I feel good. I'm really
Hmm.
glad I did that thing I didn't want to
Hmm.
do. Just before our interview, I did my daily exercise. I did not want to do it,
Hmm.
but now I feel great. Like
Yeah.
that, that it's an investment.
Right.
And so many things are temporarily hard in
Mm.
life. And a lot of folks struggle to do those temporarily hard things.
Hmm.
But if they can just get themselves to do it, their life becomes so much easier. And
Yeah.
I want
You know,
people's lives to be easier.
I know, right? Exactly. Oh, yes. I've heard it's 90 seconds of, difficulty or feeling something you don't want to feel. If you just allow 90 seconds, it'll dissipate. And so often we try to solve the problem that created the feeling instead of allowing the feeling to go through us. And that's
Oh,
where we get stuck.
say that again, Jody. Say that
Well,
again.
we try so hard to look at what caused us to feel angry or upset or frustrated, and then we look at that thing instead of allowing that feeling to dissipate. It only takes 90 seconds.
Oh, okay. Yep. Or avoiding it in unhealthy
Avoiding
ways.
it. Yes, correct, correct. And
Yep.
and you and I aren't here to be like, Pollyanna and Mr. Rogers, although I love your profile picture. Mark's profile picture on Facebook is it AI generated?
Yes. Oh, yes.
A picture that looks like he looks like Mr. Rogers in that picture. It's really great.
Yep.
Although I would say, Mark, maybe we are. Maybe we are. Maybe our jobs are to be Pollyanna and Mr. Rogers.
Yeah. Maybe so. I don't know.
No?
Another kind of epiphany for me was when the pandemic started. It made me very anxious, very fearful,
Mm,
very lonely. You
mm,
know,
hmm.
um, but I kept hearing the experts say, "Well, you can go outside, but
Yeah.
don't go hang out with your friends, but you can go outside." So I did. I started going for daily walks around my neighborhood, um, and part of my neighborhood is a liquor store, and it's always busy. And I
Hmm.
sometimes think, well, what if you went for a walk instead? You know,
Yeah.
maybe that would be better. And
Yeah.
there certainly is responsible use of alcohol. I get it,
Hmm.
but um, I don't know. Sometimes all
Right.
you need to do is go for a walk, or talk to a
Hmm.
friend, or read a
Hmm.
book, or wait for 90 seconds.
Right. Right. Absolutely. Yes, because then you're taking responsibility for your life, but really.
Mhm.
That's a whole other conversation we could have. I want to go back to when you said on this picture, on these collages, you meet with a lot of people. You drink a lot of coffee. You must, or whatever it is you drink, tea. I saw on Facebook that there was one time you met 5 people in one day.
Yeah, I did yesterday.
Oh my
Yep.
goodness.
I I visited with people for 11 hours yesterday.
Wow. Does that ever
Yep.
drain you?
Yesterday I was slightly drained.
Yeah.
Uh, usually not. Usually not. I usually have more energy.
Hmm.
It's how I feel after I exercise. You know,
Hmm.
I'm drained for 90 seconds, maybe, and then I'm like, oh yeah, who's the man? Like I
Uh-huh.
feel good. So yeah, I will. I try not to be the guy that says no, or the
Mm,
guy that says I'm too tired. If
mm,
and frankly, I should clarify. There aren't 60 people hitting me up. I mean, I'm hitting people up too.
okay.
I'm I'm just I reach out to people. I probably reach out to 10 people a day. Just and not
Wow.
necessarily, hey, you want to have coffee, but hey, how you doing? Um,
Yeah.
and sometimes I'll just go on Messenger and look at the top and see who's on their phone. Or like, oh, hey,
Hmm.
I haven't connected with that person in a while.
Hmm.
I'll check how long it's been, and if it's been a while, I'll just say, how you doing? And if they seem like, oh, it's so good to hear from you, then I might say, hey, do you want to have coffee? And
Right.
sometimes they don't want to have coffee, but
Yeah.
yeah, I I get energy from it. And again,
Yeah.
when you're doing what you feel you're supposed to do, that's
Hmm.
not.
True. I was in where I'm reading a book with a group of people, and we were together on Tuesday, and one of them made the comment that I think I've thought before. Many people have thought before. She said something like, "I'm always the one to reach out." And sometimes it gets draining because I want to be with my friends, but I am tired of being the one who always reaches out. Yet you said you will do that.
Oh
But
yeah,
you've gotten to the point now where people are reaching out to you. So it's
yep,
because you started it, right?
yep. And some people don't have the bandwidth to reach out.
Mm,
They
mm,
just don't. Some people are, as you know, shackled by depression or
mhm,
anxiety, or
mhm,
can't get themselves to leave the house or whatever. And
mhm.
that's fine. And I've actually had people say, "Oh, I thought you'd never ask." And
Oh, really?
I thought to myself, "Well, you could have asked."
Mhm, right.
Um, some people just can't.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I feel that way, the way that your friend felt sometimes. I get
Hmm.
that. And
Hmm.
not every relationship is equal. There are
Yeah.
people I like more than they like me,
Sure.
and
Sure. Well, of course. Yeah.
you have to accept that sometimes too.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I hear the same thing from a lot of people, like,
Hmm.
why does it always have to be me? And
Hmm.
um, so that is one thing I will often tell those people, is, well, I think a lot of people are fearful that if they reach out, they will get rejected.
Yeah.
Uh, and I tell them, I will never reject you. Like,
Mm.
you can reach
Hmm.
out to me, anyone in the world that says, "Hey, Mark, you want to go bowling?" I will go bowling with them. Like,
Wow.
I will not ever reject anybody. Um, but I think that that's part of it too. Um,
Hmm.
maybe that person you wish would reach out to you is fearful that you're going to reject them or
Hmm.
whatever.
Hmm.
So I think that's part of it too. And again, some people's lives are just harder than others.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's not that hard for me to reach out, and I've become very comfortable with rejection. I'm
I suppose. Yeah, I suppose you do. I didn't realize that bowling was on your list. I know you like football. I know you like the Vikings. I know you love the Vikings.
Yes, yep. I bowling was just an illustration.
Oh, but do you? But would you?
Yep, yep. One of my former students, we got together the other night and had Cold Stone, but one time she said, "Well, can we go bowling?" I said, "Sure, I don't
Wow.
whatever, whatever." Yeah, sometimes people will say, "Well, what coffee shop do you want to meet at?" Or whatever. And then sometimes I'll say, wherever you will show up. Like, I don't
Yeah.
care.
Yeah.
It
Well, I saw
doesn't,
your list or your picture. You had five different coffee shop pictures. You were at like Starbucks and Caribou and
yeah,
Chai
that
Moto and
that particular day I just thought was interesting because they were all coffee and they were all different chains. So I
yeah.
just thought, this is interesting. So
But it's not
sometimes,
always coffee, so sometimes it's ice cream.
yeah, whatever. Sometimes it's a walk.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, it doesn't matter to me. I
That's awesome.
coffee is just
Yeah.
the easiest, and you're in a neutral setting. Occasionally I have coffee with someone I've never met, and
Uh,
you know I want that to be in a public place.
right, exactly, for sure.
They probably do too.
So you have to have a budget for this, Mark, because this is not free. I mean, you said this is on you.
Yep,
So
yep,
did you just decide 10 years ago that this is a
yep.
budget item for you?
Kinda, yep. So actually, that same friend I was telling you about, my friend Chris, who's been such a good influence on me, um, the teacher of the Tiger Lily girls. Uh, After that first month, he said, "Are you paying for everyone's coffee?" And I said, "Yeah, I guess I am." He said, "How can you afford that?" And I
Yeah,
said, "I don't know."
yeah.
And it always just works out. Um, yeah, I have the money to pay for this. It's no big deal. I don't have to worry about it. Um, and as I look at the lives of my friends in my same age group and my same um, you know job class, they're going on more trips than I am. They have bigger
Mm,
houses
mm,
than I have, and so forth. So I'm probably cutting back on some of those things. But
mhm.
I actually had a friend yesterday ask me, "Well, why don't you travel like internationally? Like you could do that." And I was like, "Well, I would rather do this."
Really?
um, and it's not totally conscious, but I'm sort of being careful not to spend too much money on things so that I can have money for this. I probably
Hmm.
spent $120 yesterday on other people, and but half of it was on me too.
Right, sure. I suppose, yeah.
It's kind of fun to go out to 5 different places and consume cool things. I mean, that's fun for me too.
Sure.
But yeah, it all just works out. It's kind of
Well,
like,
and I think about, oh, sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
you go
I
ahead.
was thinking about the Red Hawks. Now, if you love the Red Hawks anyway, and
Mhm.
you are not, you're not married, you don't have a family, and so you want to go to the Red Hawks and you're going to do it anyway. So you
Yep.
just bought two season tickets? Is that how it works?
Well, since we're both from Lisbon, you probably
Yeah.
remember Travis Trapp.
Yeah.
Okay, so Travis got those seats originally, and he's
Okay.
my golf buddy. We golfed this morning at 6:30
Wow.
because he has a regular job. Um, so he got season tickets from his parents, and so I would go to games with him. And then eventually he got married, and his wife isn't a huge Red Hawks fan, so I kind of took those tickets over. And
Mhm.
we actually at one point we had four, so I had an extra ticket and he had an extra ticket. So
Mm.
I mostly brought my nieces and nephews and that kind of thing. But eventually I thought, well, maybe other people want to do this too. So yeah, same thing. Um, I have two season tickets, and I've been this old person for maybe 5, 10 years now. And I just put that on Facebook too. Who wants to go to Red Hawks with me?
Right.
A few times it's been people I don't know. Like,
Wow.
I don't know who wants to do that stuff. So I just put it out there. But then I also reach out to,
Yeah.
there are people that I just sent a message to one of my friends today that I have been to a few games with. And are you interested in the game? And if he is, he is. If he isn't, he
Yeah.
isn't.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fine. But yeah, and again, we end up chatting most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
I just met with my dad the other day, and my mom was going to come with me on the 4th of July, but it got too late and rainy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's connecting is fun, and sometimes it's good to uh, to not have to look at each other. Sometimes that makes
Ah,
people.
true. Good point. Yeah.
Yeah, and I actually learned that in a class on teaching, that especially if you need to talk to a kid about something
Mm.
hard, if you have to kind of get after a kid, it's good to stand beside them or
Mm.
kneel beside them or whatever, instead of saying, you can't do that thing you did, you can't
Mm-hmm.
do that. If
Mm-hmm.
you're both facing the same direction and they don't have to look you in the eye, it's just more comfortable.
Ah,
So that
good point.
that
Wow.
that could be a thing too. Frequently, the people that come to games with me haven't really been to Red Hawks games or baseball games before, so I'll teach them the game if I can. Mostly stuff Travis taught me because he understands the game. Um, but yeah, that's been fun too, and there are other season ticket holders there that I've kind of bonded with a little bit, and yeah, it's that's been fun too.
That's awesome. So, Red Hawks, have you been to many Vikings games?
I used to go to more. I had a cousin who had season tickets and didn't use all the tickets. So
Mm.
back in the Randy Moss days, I went to
Yeah.
more than I do now. Um, yeah, I haven't done as much of that, largely because I've usually got something scheduled here in town,
That's
and
right.
yeah, so there has been a little bit less than that. But yeah, I've got a Vikings bedroom. I've painted my walls purple and yellow. My my cousin used to stay with me when he was doing traveling salesman work, and he would sometimes say things like, when you get a wife, she's not going to let you have purple and yellow walls. And I said, maybe not, whatever, but joke's on him. And
Yeah, right?
I'll do what to put on my walls now.
Well, does it ever feel like you wish that you had a different life? Like, are there any regrets in that way for you? Or is it like this is the life I've chosen or has chosen me? How do you think of that?
Kind of. Well, I wouldn't mind having a marriage. That would be great. So I stay open to it, and I'm a pretty religious person. So when someone comes along that seems like a potential person, I just
Mhm.
ask God, is it her?
Mhm.
And I
Mhm.
pray that for 2, 3 months, and he always tells me. He always tells me
Mhm.
no. you know,
Okay. All right.
yeah, or go for it.
Mhm.
But then it doesn't work out, and it's fine. Like,
Mhm.
I'm good. Um, so I'm open to anything.
Mhm.
I'm open to whatever God wants me to do,
Mhm.
and he keeps telling me to do this. So,
Nice. Love
and I
it.
keep thinking, seriously, this is easy and so rewarding, and this is all I got to do.
Mm. I
Okay,
think that's a really good message right there. This is all I got to do. I think sometimes we get stuck in the it's got to be hard to be worthy, right? It's got to
mm,
be hard, like work. It's got to be hard. I
yep,
used to think that. We were raised in the same community. I used to think you had to do something that was hard so you could make money to do the things you really wanted to do. I had it mixed up for a long time. And you
yep,
said earlier about your job, about teaching guitar. I mean, you said this is great. and they give
Yeah.
me money for this. You
Yeah.
know, that I think, Mark, I think that's the way it's intended for us to be. And we have made it harder. We humans have made it harder.
Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah. I had a young man, a young friend. We were actually having Taco John's. That's what he wanted to do. Um, back when
Where'd
we
you
had
go? You had to go somewhere other than Fargo.
this was back when we had Taco
Oh,
John's,
okay.
but he was saying, "What is all this? Why do we have to work? What is this whole thing?
Hmm.
What is it's kind of the meaning of life?" Um,
Yeah.
a question I actually asked my parents once back when they said I needed to get a job, and I said, I don't think of it like that. I just kind of spur of the moment. I said, I don't think of it as I got to do this or I got to do that. I said, I feel like I need to contribute. I have to contribute to society. Like
Hmm.
if I want someone to make these tacos for us, then I
Hmm.
got to be willing to teach them to play guitar. Um,
Right.
we all got to do something to
Yeah.
contribute. That's how a society works.
Hmm.
So even if your job is hard, there are people I pass on the street doing hard road
Hmm.
work or
Hmm.
whatever, and I'm thankful for that. And I hope
Hmm.
they can see it as contributing. I hope they can
Right.
see it not as hard, but as this street is important and people
Hmm.
need to get places on this street or whatever the case may be. I hope that all of us in the workforce can see that we're just helping the world. We're doing our
Yeah.
small part. And if we expect, people to do stuff for us, if I expect that street to exist, you know,
Hmm.
I need to teach that guy's kid if he comes to
Right.
school. That's my job.
Right. So good. It's exchange. And I think that that's probably one of the things that is missing sometimes is we want to get without giving. We want to withdraw without depositing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if we think of it like that, I have to deposit before I can withdraw because it doesn't work the other way.
Are
And I
you a
love that
believer?
you just said,
You
with that?
believer in emotional bank account concept?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do. I am too.
Yeah.
And frankly, that's largely what makes a lot of us successful teachers is um, when I was young, I was like, okay, what do I need to say now to this class? What do I need to do, and what do my rules need to be, and so forth. And now I don't do that.
Hmm.
When the kids
Hmm.
arrive, I talk to every kid. I
Hmm.
deposit in every kid's bank account
Hmm.
before we do anything. Um,
Hmm.
then when I do need to get after them, which is very rare,
Hmm.
it's easy. Um,
Yeah.
so that emotional bank account thing isn't just with friendships or
Hmm.
relationships; it's with everyone. You
Right.
know,
Yeah.
and everything becomes easier when you're not just taking.
That's so good.
Absolutely.
Mark, we're going to do this in person. We're going to get together. We're going to have, but you know what? Could I buy you coffee? Would that ever be in the rules?
Yep. And some people do. Some people
Okay.
do. And when they want to, I say, okay, that's fine. But I don't want people to have to worry about that.
I
And
know. Yeah.
a lot of people I get together with don't have much money, so
Yeah.
I got you. I got you. But yeah, you want
Yeah.
to pay? You bet.
I do. I will do that. And we can talk about you because you always talk about everybody else. So
We
thank
just
you for
did,
taking the time. I know, but we did it. We'll do it in person because we live, I mean, not that far from each other in real life. So we could
absolutely.
do
I
it in
would love that.
person.
That would be great. I would love to hear more about you.
Awesome. That's awesome. That's a deal, Mark. Thank you
Okay,
so much. If
you
somebody
bet.
wanted to get a hold of you, what's the best way to do that? Is it Facebook?
Probably Facebook. Yep. Yep. I don't have restrictions on my Facebook. Just
Okay.
go to Messenger, send me a message, and we're good. Yep.
Oh, sounds
Or I
awesome.
got lucky. My email address is my name at hotmail.com.
Oh,
Oh,
perfect. Mark Berntson at hotmail.com. I'll put it in the show
yep.
notes.
Yep.
And oh, by the way, before I end, there was an article about you not that long ago in our local paper, right?
Yeah, it actually was a news story on TV, and then I think what WDAY does now is um, you can't access those videos unless you're subscribed to
Ah,
Inforum, but it turns into a news article. I don't know. So, yep.
okay. We can
And
find that.
I've actually been in the forum a couple times. Yeah, and part of me is like, oh man, or even with you, like, is that putting on airs? Is that ostentatious to do this?
Mm-mm.
But it's kind of the same thing with the collages I put out there.
Yeah.
That could be considered obnoxious and ostentatious, but I'm just trying to encourage people to get out there and confront life in a healthy way and connect with people because that's kind of what it's all about.
They can't choose you, Mark, if they don't know you're an option. So we have to make it available to them so that people know they can choose that.
Good
That's how
point.
I see it.
Well said, friend.
So thank you, thank you, thank you. I look forward to seeing you again in real life.
You bet. And congratulations on 271 episodes. That's
Yeah,
impressive. That's
six
darn impressive.
seasons.
Wow. Good for you. Good
Well,
for you.
thank you for being
All right.
271.
You bet. Thank you, Jody.
Take care, Mark. Bye, everybody.